Good afternoon, guys, and happy, oh goodness, guys, what's today? It's Tuesday to all of your sunshiny faces. Oh my goodness, guys. So we have football practice. I woke up late today, guys. We have football practice, which was like an okay practice. We were missing a couple kids, like a handful of them were sick. One of the kids had something that was going on after school. One of the kids too yesterday, he ended up hurting his finger actually in the football game. And he like can still move it, like it still hurts kind of a little bit. So my dad was kind of thinking it's just jammed. Like they didn't take him to a doctor, and he wasn't like complaining enough about it, I think, to the point where like his mom thought that it was broken or anything, but it's like a little bruised up. And like Matthew's fingers look like that a lot too, and every single time he's went to the trainer this year, they've said that it was just he just jammed them, and so that's what we kind of assumed was the same thing with this kid. So my dad was like, just tape it up, like, you know, because he wasn't complaining about it that much, and his mom doesn't think it's bad enough to take him to the doctor. So but he missed yesterday because of it. So my dad was just telling him like what to do, and we're still missing those two kids. They both have weddings on Saturday, and we're like, they both said too, they were like, if the game was like earlier on Saturday, like, you know, they could come late to the wedding, or if it was, you know, if it was on Sunday, like that'd be perfect and everything like that. And it's not. And so one of the kids we moved now like to wide receiver, because again we're kind of flip-flopping positions and stuff, because we're missing one of our wide receivers and one of our running backs. So move one of the kids to wide receiver, one of our wide receivers to a running back position, and then moved another kid to wide receiver as well. But when we are going to throw it, we're going to move the other kid back to wide receiver. So, anyways, guys, yeah, it's a little chaotic. But one of the kids was actually the other kid wasn't there. He had something else going on, the kid that we have to move into a new position. And the other kid was doing really well, actually catching. It was funny, though, because he was dropping, like, everything yesterday. And some of the kids were, like, giving him gloves and whatnot, like, to practice with. And then today, one of the other kids brought some of his backup gloves. And he was actually doing phenomenal. Like, he was catching all these crazy passes. We were like, we should have looked at you wide receiver sooner. He's not like the fastest kid, but he's still like, you know, can move pretty well. And so we were like, you know, he's a good wide receiver, at least so far, for, you know, our backup. But it's just so scary because these last two games are like pretty much like playoff games for us. If we don't win these next two, it's gonna be really difficult to make it to the playoffs. So yeah, it's a big headache, and especially not having those two kids, it's very difficult as well. So oh my gosh, guys, my stomach has been like seriously turning, flip-flopping all like the last 2 days, because I've been kind of freaking out about this, that, you know, like I don't want the season to be over and stuff like that, especially like, you know, that just riding on these two games is so serious. So anyways, though, guys, I'm watching the Cubs game. It's like the 8th inning right now, the bottom of the 8th. They're down 6-1. They're playing at home. It's like 11 o'clock right now. I just got done editing a vlog, and yeah, actually in bed. But guys, tonight, okay, last night my dad turned on the heater, the heat, and the puppy's crate is right next to one of the furnace, right next to the vent in my parents' room. And so my mom was trying to figure out for like, you know, they kept whining about something. My mom couldn't figure out what they were whining about. The heat coming out of the vent is right in their cage, and she was like, oh my gosh, there's probably like so hot in there. She was like, so that's what we figured out, ended up they were crying about or whining about last night. So my mom had them sleep in her bed with them. Like, because originally she put them in their crate to go to bed, and they just kept whining. She's like, I can't figure out what's going on with them. So then she figured out what was going on. I had them sleep in her bed with her. And her big thing has been that she doesn't want the puppies to sleep in her bed with her, because she wants to keep them crate trained and everything like that, that they have to stay, in their crate when they go to bed and stuff like that. So, the funny thing is that Charlie's in her bed and Bravo's in mine. And so I was like, well, Mom, can I have Bravo in my room for tonight then? If, she doesn't care so much because she has to figure out a different spot to put the crate now. So it's not right in front of the furnace vent. And so I was like, well, since, since they slept in your bed, can, Bravo sleep in my bed tonight? And she's like, fine. She's like, but if they start crying for each other and stuff like that, because she's scared like they'll be separated and they'll be crying and stuff like that, or just whatever. And so I was like, Mom, we're fine, because they've been apart now for like 2 hours or something like that. And Charlie's in their room and Bravo's been in mine, just because, I don't know, he didn't even want to go in their room. Like, I opened the door and let him in, and he just wanted to come back out. So I was like, fine, then Bravo, you can stay with me. So he gets to have a little sleepover with me tonight. Bravo, you're going to sleep in my room. You're going to be a sleepover puppy. Yeah. You going to have a summer party in Kayla's room? I still have to go take a shower first, because it's late and I'm just going to wait till the game's over. Okay, buddy? Oh my gosh, you're so stinking cute. Guys, this is honestly how big he's going to be for the rest of his life. He is tiny. Look at how little he is compared to my hand. He's going to be puppy-sized for his entire life. Honestly, I don't even know. Maybe he's 6 years old. I'm not even sure. But regardless, he's not going to get much bigger than what he is already, which is so tiny. You're so tiny, little guy. Yeah, I know, he's a little. Which is so funny, though, because he's honestly Charlie has, probably about 5 to 10 pounds on Bravo. Like, he is so much, just, chunkier, meaty. His, legs are, thick, and his back is, he's got all this, muscle tone and stuff like that. He looks, scary, he'll beat you up kind of dog. And Bravo's this, tiny little, fragile little, snowflake over here. But he's so stinking sweet. I mean, and the thing is, though, is that you hear your name. You hear B-boy? B? Are you B? Brav? Bravy? It's like, Kayla, I'm trying to sleep. But, yeah, so he gets to have a sleepover in my room for tonight, which it wasn't actually that cold today. It was actually a lot warmer. It's supposed to kind of get a little bit warmer as the week goes on. It was 60 for a high yesterday. I think it was 62 or 65 maybe as a high today. And I think it's supposed to get warmer 68, then close to 70, and I think it's supposed to be 72 or something like that one day this weekend, or close to that. But yeah, anyways, guys, so yeah, guys, I'm freaking out about this football thing. Honestly, I'm gonna be so stinking sad if our season ends, which again, we could lose one game and still possibly make it, but it's gonna be really hard. And if we do, we could win both games and still not make the playoffs. But we also could lose both games and possibly actually still make the playoffs. So it's totally up in the air, but it's one of those let's not leave anything to chance kind of things. Just let's win and, give ourselves the best odds possible. So, honestly, too, if we win both of the next 2 games, we could move up to 4th place in the division. I think right now we're in 10th or something like that, but that's also because a couple of games this weekend ended up getting rained out because on Saturday it was thunderstorming so bad. So it could, we could actually still be in the playoffs right now. As of right now, we're not, because it's only in the silver division, because they have so many teams. I think they have 14 teams or something like that, close to that, but it's only the top 8 teams make it. So regardless of whatever ends up happening across the board, only the top 8 are going to make it, and hopefully we will be one of those. So yeah, guys, and we also have to see what the other teams that got rained out that are playing one day this week end up doing, which isn't or wasn't, I don't think, any of the teams that we will play either tomorrow or this weekend or the weekend after that. So anyways, guys, yeah, one of the kids we think we might have, one is pretty much not convinced that he's gonna be able to go, but the other one, it's a family, friends getting married, and his parents' bigger thing is that they don't want him home alone. And it's not so much that they're he needs to be at the wedding, it's just that they don't want him to be by himself while they're gone at the wedding. So long story short, my dad's like, well, we can just come check up on him, or he can go over to a friend's house and like stuff like that. But then they're also concerned about his brother, then him not going, then his brother also wouldn't go. And so anyways, long story short, the other kid, they're going away out of state, and they ended up what was I gonna say, it's like I think his cousin or something like that. And so it's like, you know, kind of important family wedding. His dad was there today, and my dad's trying to convince him, like, you really have to be there, like, you know, he's like, we'll just get him an Uber, you know, back, you know, after the wedding and stuff like that. Because again, the timing is so weird. Like, even his dad was saying, he was like, if it was just like at, you know, an earlier morning game, like a 10 o'clock game or whatever, he's like, he'd be there. But because the weird time is like 6:30 in the afternoon, you know, and it's like a night game, kind of like, we're gonna be under the lights, it's gonna be so cool. I think this was actually supposed to be our 8th grade night for the kids, but now it's like 2 of them aren't even gonna be there, and like, oh goodness, guys, yeah. But we'll see what ends up happening. And yeah, he keeps the one kid though. He's like our captain and everything. That's why it's so difficult to lose him. He's like, I'll keep working on my parents. I'll try and convince them to let me like stay. But it's just like, oh my goodness, you know, like it's something so big like that. Like it's not just like, oh, it was a little family party or something like that. Like I could get out of it or whatever. But it's like a wedding's like a big thing. Like you really, you know, can't miss it. But then I'm like, our playoff hopes are, you know, gonna be a lot more difficult, especially losing 2 kids. Both because of a wedding. Like, does that ever happen, guys? I've never honestly ever think I've seen that happen in all the years that like Matthew's been in football, that 2 kids both end up missing the same football game because of a wedding. You know, that isn't the same wedding. So yeah, guys, this is just crazy. But I gotta get this little boy to bed because he's sleeping in my room tonight. Yay, Bobby! He's asleep. Anyway, so I'll see you guys all in tomorrow's vlog. If you guys did enjoy today's, make sure you guys give it a big old thumbs up. If you guys are new, we'd love if you'd subscribe, and I'll see all of your sunshiny faces tomorrow. So bye, guys.